everyone, if you're new here, hi, I'm Melanie and I do a variety of videos. If you scroll back you'll see, but it's like unboxings, chatty videos, hauls, that kind of thing. Also I need to point out that I do not edit. I've not edited for about 6 months now, and I always point that out, A, because I probably ramble, B, because anything could happen. There could be noise inside, there could be noise outside. Obviously I can't edit that out. I obviously hope there's no noise, especially if it's continuous noise, but obviously I can't control what happens outside the house. So I don't know when this is going up, but I did unbox a PLOUISE mystery box a couple of weeks ago, and I got 3 items and I was very happy with my mystery box. Obviously it's a mystery, you don't know what you're going to get. I didn't know, well, I haven't had too many PLOUISE products, except for there is a product that I've bought about 8 of, because they come in different flavours. But that's the main thing that I've got. I have another eyeshadow palette which I've never shown. It's literally right next to me because I've never used it. But I have wanted this actual palette for a long time, so when I got it in the mystery box it made me quite emotional, because with it being a mystery box you could get absolutely everything. And I did see some people were getting palettes. I didn't see anyone get this particular palette. Some were getting smaller palettes, some were getting bigger palettes, some were getting no palettes. I've noticed the mystery boxes that I've seen since I've got this one, there's been a lot of boxes where I'm like, I'm glad I didn't get that one. But also at the same time, there's been more products in because they've been of a lesser value. So you're getting more for your money. So it's a good way to get a good amount of products from PLOUISE. The problem with mystery boxes is you could end up getting things that you've already had. But with me, like I said, I didn't have too many items. Or I've got like I said, I've got about 7 or 8 of the same thing. I've got a couple of others. And I have ordered a couple of times since, and I'm actually waiting on an order as I film this. So whatever I got, there was a good chance that I didn't have, and if it was one of the things that I've got 7 of, they do countless flavours of that item, and even if I'd got a repeat flavour, I wouldn't care because I absolutely love the product. But I was lucky enough to get 3 items I've not got, and this was obviously my favourite because I've wanted the Crown Fits palette for a long time. Now I did start filming this yesterday, I had to stop, but I can't find the box for this. I had a look yesterday when I was filming. I don't know why I'm looking now because I know it's definitely in here. Where, I don't know, but if you watched the unboxing you would have seen the box. So it is a double layer palette. It is quite a weighty palette, and by the way I'm filming with natural lighting, so hopefully it's light enough. But it has some weight to this. And it is If the Crown Fits palette, and it says Crown and Conquer Babe, the world is your kingdom. No red flags, just red carpets with PLOUISE, babe. No, with PLOUISE because babe, you're our royal guest. Reign the cut crease, rule the blend, and pave the way for royal realness with our buttery formula. And if the crown fits, rock it, babe. And it is such a beautiful, beautiful palette. It's going to be a heavy one to hold, but, and in the top part the bits do move. I mean they don't, they were stuck at the other side the other day. I feel like they need to put less in because they are bunching together and it's very difficult to move. It opens with this like enamel crown. I mean I can't even do it one-handed. And there is a big mirror inside. And on the mirror it does say, see yourself as the queen you are. But I don't want a mirror reflection. Do you know what I need to do? I need to actually tilt that down so you don't see a reflection. There you go. So that's what the first layer looks like, and they do have these on. And the shades are literally me. I've seen like a few palettes that they do where there's a lot of kind of similar vibes with the colours, But I'm living for these colours. These are like me. Like, I could literally do an eye look in about 15 seconds because I'm so used to working with these colours. Now, if I use other colours, then it takes me longer. The colours that I probably... And I wouldn't say wouldn't use, because there might be a day when I might dip into them. But that one... What does it say? Aristocrat. And maybe the yellow next to it wouldn't be... They'd be the two out of this whole palette that I'd gravitate towards the least. But I do love like that. But yeah, yellowy ones I wouldn't necessarily gravitate towards. But there's days where I just dip my brush in whatever when I'm doing my makeup. So there might be a day where I'm going to go for that yellowy gold colour. So I absolutely love it. Like, there's a part of me that does not want to use this palette because it's beautiful and they're all embossed. Can you see? They've all literally got a different embossment on them. And like, when you start using them, that embossed pattern's going to go. Do you know what I've done previously in like other palettes that have been embossed? I've literally gone round the little design. I mean, some of these are so big it would be hard to like just go around the design. But that's what I've done previously, like with other palettes. And then eventually you do have to go over it. But yeah, it's such a shame that I'm going to have to, like, what I see as ruin it. And then the second drawer actually does pull out, which makes it much easier to use. Like, I wish you could take out the top one, because then you wouldn't have to have the heavy palette. Like, I wish you could lift it out and carry it around, like, because I could take this anywhere I wanted and I can hold it easier, because even though it's still got a good weight to it, it's not like having to hold this palette. So I wish you could lift out that top one as well. It would be super handy to do. Now, this is the row, or the like drawer, that I would use the least, because it's got lots of orange based ones. But then again, you know, I should well, colours like this actually bring out my blue eyes, because I didn't have that colour on, but I've been using like a base colour over my entire lid that is more orange base. Like, that's a peachy orange, and it's not like that, but it's like that kind of lightness, but it's more of an orangey colour. It's in a palette that I've not shown on here actually, so I can't even like say, oh, it's such and such a palette. And I had that on yesterday, and I did like what's it called? What are those videos called when it films it, like you film for half an hour and there's like 30 seconds of footage? I can't remember what that's called. I did one of them anyway, and when I watched it back, you could see my blue eyes, because the eyeshadow that I had over the majority of my eye, which was not dark by the way, it was just like very orange based, time lapse. I just had to open my phone to find that out. It just brought out the blue of my eyes. So orangey colours and bronzes as well bring out the blue in my eye. So maybe I should do like I don't know, that is quite a hard colour to use for me. Cinders. But it would make my blue eyes like really, really pop. Because that and like the bronze would do it, that colour would do it. That wouldn't as much, but it would do it, because these are the colours like that and that I would go for, that I'd go for, that I'd go for, like all that top row I'd go for. That one's a bit more yellowy, but I'd still use it. That's one I'm least, well, this is the one I'm least likely to use, Abracadabra, because it's yellow. But I have that colour in the actual palette that I use all the time, that's full of mattes, which surprises me because I'm more of a shimmer girl. Well, I like a matte, but I like a shimmer, like, on my lid. Anyway, I've got a very similar colour to that, and I've never used it. But the orangey colour that I had on was like a combination of that and that, but as pale as that, or slightly paler. Oh, that and that mixed together. Anyway, but these colours bring out my blue eyes. But I absolutely love all these shades. I can't imagine me using that. But maybe I should use that as the first colour I use out the palette. Who knows? But it's such a stunning palette. And I was so happy to actually get this, because I wanted it. And this is like the best selling palette And like they've got a couple others that are very similar colour stories. They've not got any of the same shades in. And I was like looking at them, I'm like, how many neutrals do I need? But I want at least one of them. I'm not saying I'm going to run out and buy it, because I'm not, because I have got this. I've got other eyeshadow palettes. But I do wear eyeshadow every day, even if it's just an eyeshadow that's like one shade darker than whatever colour my skin is at the moment. Or whatever colour foundation I put on, I have to go one shade darker just to put a bit of definition, because I do have hooded eyes. So even if I'm only allowed to put like one shade on and it's like one shade darker than whatever skin colour I'm going with, then I'm happy, and I can do that in like 2 seconds each eye. So I do wear eyeshadow every single day, but I do go through the lighter shades of the palettes just so quickly, or before the other ones. So then I'm left with the medium and darker shades that go on for ages. But if all my lighter shades go, I then move on to another palette and really go back to the palette that I was using, because obviously I'd rather have all the shades in one like palette in front of me, because otherwise I'm opening like 5 palettes just to get the like well, I don't know if I'd put 5. Well, sometimes I would put 5 eyeshadows on. I mean, not for a daytime look, obviously. It depends what look I'm going for. I don't do like, you know, I don't go out that often, and if I do, I'd probably stick to 3 shades, maybe 4 at a push. But anyway, I absolutely love this palette. Like I said, I don't know where where have I actually put that box? I'm curious to know where I've actually put that box. Do you know what? I'm probably staring at it. It's one of those things, isn't it, where it's probably literally right in front of my face, but for some reason I can't see it. But I would recommend getting it. Like, I've not even tried it. I've not tried PLOUISE eyeshadows, but I have heard they are extremely good. I don't know if there's going to be any fallout. I hate eyeshadows that have got a lot of fallout, because typically day to day I do my base makeup first. I know a lot of people do their eyes first. The only time I would do my eyes first if I was doing a really dramatic look, or like I was going, if it was like a night out and I didn't want to have to redo my base makeup, I would literally do my eyes upwards. So I would do like, I'd do my brows and everything, but I wouldn't do any makeup under my eyes, other than I may do my concealer, which obviously I could redo quickly if there was a lot of fallout. But for the most part, I do my base makeup first, and I know the majority of people don't do that. So whenever someone says, oh, I do my base makeup first, I'm like, yeah, because I know not many people do it that way around. But if you're only putting like 1 or 2 eyeshadow shades on and it's a day look and you're not doing anything dramatic, then, you know, there shouldn't be an issue. I know a lot of people sometimes think I've got a lot of makeup on because I've got eyeshadow on. And sometimes it gives that look that I have, because sometimes I'll have like a base eye colour on, and then I'll have something darker on, and sometimes that darker one will only be about 2 shades darker just to do some definition, and then people will think I've got a lot of makeup on when it's just because I've got eyeshadow on, where a lot of people wouldn't necessarily put eyeshadow on, or they might put something on that's like the same skin tone or 1 shade darker, so you can't really tell they've got eyeshadow on. And there's me with a bit more eyeshadow on, and everyone's like, you've got a lot of makeup on, because I'll be like, oh, I've not got much makeup on, and they think I do, but I don't. It's just eyeshadow. And I'll do like an eyeliner with a darker eyeshadow instead of using eyeliner, and I've got mascara on, so then people think I've got a face full of makeup on, when the reality is I've probably got a skin tint on, a bit of blusher, a bit of eyeshadow, mascara, and my brows, and like that's it. So just because someone's got eyeshadow on, don't think they've got a full face of makeup on, like a heavy face of makeup on, because I keep getting accused of that and I don't have a lot of makeup on. But anyway, I really do like this. I've never tried it, but based on what I've heard about the eyeshadows, I know it's going to be good. I'm going to have to use it. I don't want to ruin the little embossedness of it, but I don't save anything for best. I used to. Does anyone else save stuff for best? I used to do it all the time, but I don't anymore, because people were like, you know, you could like die and you've saved all this stuff for best and you're not going to get to use it, and they're right. So if you want to wear your £150 perfume, wear it. because you could go out today and just get hit by a bus. You don't know what's going to happen. So I don't save things for best. I try to save my favourite things. Like I try not to use them up. Yes, I'll use them, but obviously if you've got something that you absolutely love, even if it's cheap or if it's super expensive, I do try to keep some of it and not rush through it, but I will still use it. But obviously there's sometimes when you want to use your favourite things for more special occasions, but I still use whatever I want whenever I want, and I don't keep hold of things like I used to, because you shouldn't, because you never know. You don't know. But yeah, really happy with this. I don't know if I would get another mystery box based on some of the ones I've been seeing people get, but also based on what I'm seeing them get, I haven't actually got. So would I be disappointed? No. And I think I got myself in the mindset, oh, everyone's getting a palette. If I didn't get a palette, I'd be like, probably gutted, but they do have smaller palettes. So if I got a smaller palette and then 4 other, because I think they're getting 5 items if they're not getting one of these. But anyway, I would buy more eyeshadows even though I'm not even used it. I just love my train of thought. But yeah, any questions, I doubt you do, but if you do, please feel free to leave them down below. If you are new here, or you just watch my videos to stalk me and copy me, then, you know, you might as well subscribe. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I hope your April's going well, because I presume this is going to go up in April. And have a fantastic day, and thank you for watching.